In this segment, we want to spend a few minutes to go over the Sage Master Builder Accounts Payable functionality, and really want to spend some time highlighting some of the key features. First of all, if we jump in and we take a look at the vendor setup screen for a particular vendor, we can see that there is a variety of information that we are capable of keeping track of here. One of the key things is the vendor type. This allows us to create subgroups of all of our different vendors. If we look at this list here, we have a drop-down list of a variety of different types of vendors: electrical subcontractors, plumbing subcontractors. By grouping our vendors into these different subgroups, that allows us to more easily pull out that group of vendors in some of the different applications. For example, estimating. Our estimators can go and more easily see all the HVAC subcontractors, all the electrical subcontractors. Aside from that, one of the other key features of the vendor setup screen is we find down here on the certificates button. If we click on their certificates, this allows us to keep track of all types of different certificates, workers' compensation insurance, general liability insurance. Maybe we want to keep track of a contractor's business license or city business license. And you can see that we can add as many of those that we need here, the date that we received them, when those insurance or those certificates will expire. And then we have some really important information here. A warning and stop pay. Warning, if that's set to yes, every time we're going to pay invoices for those particular vendors and we have that set to yes, we'll receive a warning that lets us know that that certificate has expired. And we really recommend that you set the stop payment to yes. That will prevent anyone from paying vendors where their insurance certificates are not up to date. An example of how these certificates work, if we quickly go in and open up a pay screen, and I'm just going to quickly jump through this, and I'm going to hit OK. Now you can see that we're prompted with a warning. We have Vendor 31, Payne Electric, Soto Paving, 82, Weaver Glass. All of these vendors right here have outstanding payables, but these also have some sort of certificate that is outstanding, and all of our vendors are sent to stop pay, so we will not find any of these vendors in the list right here. So I went through that pretty quickly. What we're looking at here is the vendor selection, the AP invoice selection criteria. And actually, if I would take a step back here and I go and click on the invoice selection, we have a screen that comes up that really allows us to dive down and see those invoices, only those particular invoices that we want to pay. We have the ability to go through and select a particular vendor, or we could go through and select multiple vendors that we want to pay on by clicking, double-clicking, double-clicking, and you can see that it adds those particular vendors to the list. Also, we have the same ability for jobs. If we click the drop-down list, we can see a list of all of the available jobs that we may want to pay invoices for, and we have the same pick list criteria for jobs as we do for the vendor. We can select that pick list, double-click on specific items, they're highlighted in red, and we can select pick, and those will be placed into the pick list criteria. We can also go through and sort these AP invoices by record number and a variety of different items, and we can set up some pay options. We can decide whether or not we want to include or exclude vendors with overdue certificates, as we were showing, or simply warn on vendors with overdue certificates. Do we want to exclude invoices for hold pay subcontracts? We have a variety of options right here that really allow us to drill down and see the type of information that we need to see. When we hit OK, again, we're going to see the prompt for those warnings. We'll hit OK, and we'll have the ability to go through and see all the vendors that met the criteria that we selected. We can go in and pay the whole entire invoice or select partial payments to be made to those invoices. One other key thing to point out with the Master Builder Accounts Payable application is its ability to go and print off vouchers. So when we go and we select on the printing feature here, you can see that we can print a pay report, we can print a check report. Master Builder's AP will also handle all of your lien waivers and your vouchers, as well as just simply printing your checks. Now let's take a second and look at some of the critical reports in the Accounts Payable application. As with all of the reports inside the Master Builder application, when you click on a particular report to be viewed, you have some specific information that you can see here. You'll notice that we've clicked on an AP invoice aging report. And over here to the left-hand side, you'll see all of the different varieties of that AP aging report. As I simply click through these different varieties of this report, you'll notice that there's different criteria that will pop up. If I click on the first one here, you can see that I can sort by vendor, or I can filter this report by vendor, by job, or by accounting period, but then I can also sort this by a variety of different items as well. To simply view this report, we have the options up here at the top. I can click the print preview, I can export it to Excel, I can email it, or I can schedule this report to be printed or emailed to me at a specific time that I set up. As with all of the Master Builder reports, if we go and we do a print preview of this report, we can see the detailed information that was calculated and placed into this report. And as we hover our mouse over the particular parts of this information, you can see an hourglass comes up. We can double click on that, and by double clicking it will take us right into the details of the actual transactions that this report contains. Let's get out of this here, and we'll just quickly jump back and take a look at some of our other reports here. You can see that in our reports list we have a vendor list, we have a payable invoices, there's our aging report, journals, payment journals, and other vendor documents. This has been a very high-level overview of the Sage Accounts Payable functionality inside of the Master Builder application. If your requirements are very sensitive, or you have additional details that you would like to go over, please feel free to contact us and we'd be happy to sit down and go over a more detailed demo. Thank you for listening.